John Brown didn't inherit a global medical technology empire. He built one. Over nearly 3 decades at the helm of Stryker Corporation, he transformed a modest family medical devices business into a worldwide powerhouse that reshaped how hospitals operate, how surgeons work, and how investors think about healthcare innovation. Brown was never a celebrity CEO. He avoided the spotlight, preferring manufacturing floors, product reviews, and acquisition spreadsheets to flashy interviews. Yet his impact on modern medicine and corporate strategy is profound, and his fingerprints remain all over the medical device industry today. Brown's early life was not defined by wealth or privilege. His formative years were practical, grounded in learning how systems function and how people work together to make things better. He developed a deep respect for engineering fundamentals and business discipline, not as abstract theories, but as tools to solve real problems. Those habits followed him into the workforce, where he quickly distinguished himself as someone who understood both how products were made and how organizations scaled. This blend of operational discipline and technical respect would become the defining trait of his leadership career. When Brown joined Stryker, the company was far from the industry giant it would later become. It was a regional medical device manufacturer with a handful of successful products, strong relationships in certain niches, and plenty of unrealized potential. Many companies at that stage choose comfort over ambition. Brown saw something different. He saw a platform that could grow, not through hype, but through systems, culture, and execution. From the beginning, he emphasized that quality, clinician trust, and financial discipline were not competing priorities. They were inseparable. One of the most consequential decisions of Brown's early tenure was guiding Stryker into the public markets. Taking the company public was not about prestige. It was a strategic tool. Brown understood that access to public capital could accelerate research and development, expand manufacturing capacity, and fund acquisitions that would otherwise be impossible. But he also understood the trade-off. Public markets demand consistency, transparency, and accountability. Under his leadership, Stryker embraced those demands. The company didn't chase short-term stock spikes. It focused on building a business that could perform quarter after quarter, year after year. A core reason Stryker flourished under Brown was its relentless focus on the people who actually used its products. Brown believed that marketing could never compensate for a device that failed in the operating room. He pushed teams to listen closely to surgeons, nurses, and hospital administrators, and to design products around real workflows rather than theoretical ones. Reliability, ergonomics, and durability became non-negotiable. Over time, this focus created deep trust. Clinicians trusted Stryker equipment. Hospitals trusted Stryker supply chains. That trust translated into repeat business, long-term contracts, and steady market share growth. Acquisitions became another major pillar of Stryker's expansion, but Brown approached them with uncommon discipline. He did not pursue size for its own sake. Instead, he sought technologies and product lines that complemented Stryker's strengths and expanded its clinical reach. Each acquisition followed a familiar pattern: identify strong intellectual property, retain the talent behind it, integrate it into Stryker's manufacturing and distribution engine, and allow innovation to continue. Rather than absorbing companies into bureaucracy, Brown focused on amplifying what made them valuable in the first place. This approach compounded over time. A strong product combined with Stryker's sales network could reach more hospitals. A small engineering team combined with Stryker's regulatory expertise could move faster. Each deal made the next one more effective. What emerged was not a bloated conglomerate, but a tightly integrated ecosystem of technologies serving surgeons across multiple specialties. The transformation showed up clearly in the numbers. When Brown assumed leadership, Stryker's revenues were measured in the millions. By the time he stepped back, the company generated billions annually and employed tens of thousands of people worldwide. But those figures were not the result of financial engineering. They reflected decades of steady execution, new product launches, expanded manufacturing footprints, global distribution networks, and regulatory systems capable of supporting complex medical technologies. Brown's leadership style was defined by operational rigor rather than charisma. He was known for spending time on factory floors, understanding supply chains, and drilling into performance metrics. He believed clarity and consistency mattered more than speeches. Employees understood expectations. Initiative was rewarded, but accountability was mandatory. This created a culture where engineers, sales teams, and managers knew their work mattered, and that results would be measured honestly. One of Brown's defining strengths was his willingness to invest for the long term. He consistently reinvested profits into research and development, facilities, and people. Rather than chasing short-term gains, he focused on building capabilities that would pay off years later. This patient approach allowed Stryker to withstand industry cycles and regulatory changes while continuing to innovate. It also positioned the company to make strategic bets when opportunities arose. Despite the company's growing size, Brown resisted excessive centralization. Decision-making authority often remained close to the teams closest to the product and the customer. This decentralization fostered entrepreneurial energy within the organization. Small teams could move quickly, test ideas, and refine products. At the same time, they benefited from Stryker's scale, resources, and discipline. The result was a rare balance: agility without chaos, structure without stagnation. Operating in the medical device industry requires navigating one of the most complex regulatory environments in the world. Brown treated regulation not as an obstacle, but as a design constraint. Quality assurance, documentation, and compliance were embedded directly into development processes. This proactive approach reduced risk, protected patients, and strengthened relationships with hospitals and regulators alike. Over time, Stryker earned a reputation for reliability not just in products, but in process. Brown's acquisition philosophy remained consistent throughout his tenure. He bought capability, not headlines. Technologies that filled gaps, expanded surgical offerings, or strengthened existing platforms were prioritized. Many acquired teams retained their technical identity, supported rather than smothered by Stryker's infrastructure. This respect for innovation helped maintain morale and sustained long-term creativity across the organization. Leadership transition was handled with the same care Brown applied elsewhere. Rather than an abrupt departure, he gradually stepped back, moving from CEO to chairman and eventually chairman emeritus. This phased transition preserved institutional knowledge and allowed new leaders to grow into their roles without destabilizing the company. Stryker's continuity during this period stands as a model for succession planning in large organizations. Brown's success also enabled significant philanthropic activity. His giving often reflected the sectors most closely tied to his career: healthcare, education, and community institutions. These efforts were not about visibility, but about reinforcing the systems that support long-term progress. They extended his impact beyond corporate performance into civic life. Financially, Brown's wealth grew alongside Stryker's success. Much of it remained tied to company equity, reflecting a long-term alignment with shareholder value. While his net worth placed him among the wealthiest business leaders in America, his public profile remained understated. His legacy was built through execution rather than attention. The journey was not without challenges. Product setbacks, regulatory scrutiny, and strategic missteps occurred along the way. Brown treated these moments as data, not drama. Problems were analyzed, processes refined, and lessons absorbed. This iterative mindset prevented small issues from becoming existential threats and reinforced a culture of continuous improvement. Perhaps Brown's greatest legacy is not any single device or deal, but the standard he helped set for the industry. Under his leadership, Stryker demonstrated that medical device companies could scale globally while maintaining clinician trust, product quality, and operational discipline. Competitors were forced to raise their own standards or find narrower paths to survival. For founders and executives, Brown's career offers clear lessons. Build products users trust. Treat capital markets as tools, not trophies. Acquire to strengthen capability, not ego. Balance autonomy with accountability. And above all, think in decades, not quarters. When John Brownlee stepped away from day-to-day leadership, he left behind a company capable of thriving without him. That may be the clearest measure of his success. He didn't just grow Stryker, he built an organization designed to endure. In the history of modern medical technology, John Brown's story is not a footnote. It is a blueprint for how quiet, disciplined leadership can produce extraordinary and lasting impact. Settings: use YouTube audio library only. Use appropriate media. Use a male voice with a Pacific Northwest accent for the narrator.